All right, welcome to another episode of the O&G StrikeZone, and it's Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, and hold on, let me move that graphic out the way. Let's make sure folks can see because it's been a minute since we've seen the third member of the triumvirate, Marcus Green, back from assignment. Marcus, let's start with you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. This is my time of year. Summertime, hot weather. Actually, it's a little too hot, for those who aren't acclimated. But otherwise, I'm doing good.
Time of the year. That's rare. I don't hear too many people say it like that. But man, okay.
I love the summer.
Well, I forgot where you live. So the cold is cold, like iceberg, slim cold.
Yeah, but I grew up down there. I grew up in the South.
That's right. Yeah, you did. You did. Kelvin, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, Bryan. I'm wondering though, man, where's the Go Pacers stuff in the background, man? That was tough. That was a tough break, man. Great series. Love the heart that was shown by both teams. Frankly, it was a great Game 7. I just hate that it came down to that one injury when it happened. But there's always the year after next because he's gonna be back next year.
I posted this when you've been a fan for 45 years, and I mean, and you've never won the ultimate prize, and you fought and you've seen your team and you've cheered and supported. And when you get close, you appreciate it. I mean, we've been to 10 Eastern Conference Finals.
10?
Wow. 10 since 1994, 10. And only been to the NBA Finals twice. So that's a 35-year time span. I've been a fan for 45 years, right? You appreciate when you get to the finals. And, the first time we went to the finals, we were in the first year of the Kobe Shaq three-peat, right? I pray and I hope this isn't the start of another three-peat by OKC. Although, I could see how people might think that. But we had a chance, man. And that's the part that sucks, is you get to a Game 7 and to see the guys and Halliburton play so admirably, and then to see that injury, man, it was a kick in the groin to watch that. So my heart hurt, but man, I had to get over it, man. I couldn't sulk like I wanted to. Had I not been busy with other things, had other things not popped into the timeline, to give me something to talk about, I might have sulked, but there's no time for sulking in these HBCU streets, Kelvin. There's no time to sulk. No time to sulk.
Especially with football season coming up.
What is the? Hold on, what is the countdown? Anybody got the official countdown? How many days away are we from the start of the season? I'm gonna go right to the football page and get the official counter here on the schedule.
Should be about 60 days, right?
65 days, 19 hours, and TikTok 45 some odd minutes away from kickoff of the OBC football team versus Howard, FAMU versus Howard in Miami, Florida. Miami Gardens, Florida, I should be more specific. But man, so yeah, 2 months away, man. And so there's no time for the week, no time to rest. Speaking of no time to rest, the cycle of college athletics keep going, Kelvin, because we put essentially, although most athletic departments haven't officially closed the book yet, as they probably will here in the next few days at the end of June. But most athletic teams and programs are now cycling into the next season, the 25-26 year. So you got summer workouts, summer camps, things like that are happening. And so we're very aware of football happening. Maybe, Kelvin, you can give us an update on volleyball. But we are aware of one sport that is already back in the lab, back in the weight rooms, working out, and that's our women's basketball team. A brand new women's basketball team, I feel like, as we have talked about on this show. And so with that said, coming up at the bottom of the hour, the long-awaited return of our coach Bridgette Gordon, back on the O&G StrikeZone again. And she's going to bring a couple of her ladies with her. We got a couple of the young ladies from this new rebuilt, reloaded FAMU women's basketball team. The sisterhood is going to be strong. And so we're looking forward to meeting Maya Giles Jones. I think I said her last name right. I'll find out. It's either Giles Jones or Giles Jones. And Shania McCarthy. Both of those two young ladies transfers in. We'll talk to both of them along with Coach Gordon at the bottom of the hour. So you guys got any questions for Coach? You can drop them in the chat, and I'll make sure to star them, or you can send an email to ongstrikezone@gmail.com, and I'll do that. So, I get a chance to focus on some basketball talk, which is good. I mean, that's some good therapy, I think. Although the NBA draft is happening as well.
Right.
I can't seem to get it. I don't know why for some reason. Is it on just
It's
ESPN?
on ESPN.
Are they doing the ABC thing too?
What do you mean? Oh, like the simulcast?
Yeah, I think like last year they were doing it on both channels.
Yeah. I think they were supposed to be on all the platforms, ESPN Plus
and ABC.
I believe so. I have not turned there.
Okay, yeah, it is on ABC. All right, so I'm able to at least pull it on something. So it looks like they've already gone. Have they gone through the particulars of the first pick? I'm sure already, right?
Yeah, the Cooper Flag was the first pick.
Okay.
San Antonio's on the clock now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens from there. You guys got any interest? You guys are, well, I don't know. Are you guys as much Atlanta Hawks fans as you are Falcons fans?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, or just a little tick below. But yeah, I'm a Hawks fan.
No, I'm a Orlando Magic fan. So
I mean,
I like the trade that we made.
Okay, I didn't know you were a Magic fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not sure I'm understanding our trade, but hey,
I agree.
I think it's more about what those Celtics are doing. The Celtics are dumping weight. All right, so let's as we get into the show coming up in hour two, it's kind of a potpourri. I mean, there's a lot of recruiting news related to football, more football than anything else that we've seen over the last. Feels like what are we on, Marcus? I feel like every 2 days, every 3 days, we got a new signing.
just about. Yeah, looking at the list, that's like we returned a lot of players, but with the number of transfers that have come in, I'm wondering, like, how are we going to squeeze all these people in?
Like, right, what is the roster numbers looking like?
105.
Yeah, and we know a couple of them have, well, at least one guy who we signed in December, he transferred to Eastern Michigan.
Right.
And so I don't know how many more. There was a portal entry this week from an offensive line who's local from Rickards.
Right. Chris Williams.
Mm-hmm. So, but I don't know how many more roster spots are coming up. And that's the only thing is. And that's what makes, and I know, Kelvin, you talked about the season preview. And I'll probably do a little something too, but it makes it a challenge just from who's going to be there, who's going to remain.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there's been a lot of additions in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we'll get into all of that. Want to take a second before we go through the roll call. I want to thank all of you who watched last week's show with Chuck Hobbs. Outstanding numbers that we had on the show last week. I'm very appreciative of all of you for tuning in and sharing the show. And hopefully we got some carryover. Some of those folks who might have been first-time watchers of our show are watching tonight, or they're going to watch on the replay on YouTube, or maybe even the BCSN Pod Zone. However you consume the content, we do appreciate it. And thanks to Chuck Hobbs on that show and spending. We did about a good hour with him.
Yeah.
In that show. So I mean that was really good, real informative stuff on the heels of the news of the night or day as it surrounded the confirmation of our president or the president-select Marvin Johnson. And so we'll kind of keep our ear to the street as we see how things progress with some of the information that he brought up. However and wherever you're watching the show, hello, you could be watching us on the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page, my JBN Online. You could be watching us on our O&G StrikeZone YouTube page, Facebook page, all right there in the top left corner at O&G StrikeZone. Hello to the folks watching on X, Black College Sports Network, and the O&G StrikeZone Twitter page. Hello to all of you. Still haven't figured out if Instagram Live is working yet. I didn't even bother with it tonight. So we'll see. All right. You guys ready to go through the roll call?
Yes, sir.
Roll call.
All right. Let's go through the roll call and say hello to the Rattlers. We'll take a few minutes before we get into some news and notes to head up. I want to first say hello to Bull for checking in, being the first one in. Good to see you, Bull. Yeah, he even beat Kelvin in the door. So good stuff. Good stuff. What up to Melissa Wilson? Checking in as always. Good to see you. Ashton Harris.
What's up, Ash?
Yep. I'm right there with you, Ashton. Mary 305, good to see you.
Hey, Auntie.
Thank you. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber on our YouTube page. Same hello to you, Meredith. Thank you for
what
being
up, Meredith?
Shout out to Liv checking in early.
Olivia.
Liv checking in. Good to see you, Liv. Thank you. We got Coach Gordon coming in, so maybe Liv will drop a few questions that I can star, or maybe send an email. We'll love to hear her thoughts. My dog Tony checking in. Tony, good to see you. Tony, did you get the text on the barbecue spot? Outstanding barbecue spot that Tony recommended to me here in Orlando that I actually tried out. So yeah, it was a bit pricey, but man, was it really, really, really good. Like 5-star on the expensive scale, but still.
Well, I mean, you gotta pass that. You gotta pass that information on. 4th of July weekend, I might be in your area.
I will share it. If you're coming down here to the 4th of July, I will tell you where it's at. No doubt. Make sure you're following Liv at Liv for Hoops is where you can find Liv. Demetra, good to see you, Demetra.
What's up, Demetra?
Thanks for checking in. I didn't say Sunday. I wasn't even on the air Sunday, EA. I don't even know what you're talking about. I was busy coaching and traveling back from a team camp over the weekend. Had a chance to talk to our head ball coach and meet Charlie Ward and Coach Jared for the first time, Coach Jared Lazarus. Boy, are they excited about what is coming. I'm going to just tell you that. They are excited. And I'm telling you.
And I'm excited too.
I'm telling you, man, we're going to have to definitely we're going to need those recruits because I do a little peeping at what our former coach been doing over there.
Doing a good job.
Woo!
He's doing a good job.
He's stacking it over there. So, B Starks, good to see you, B. Thanks for checking in.
What's up, B Starks?
Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Lil Baby, always
What's
good
up,
to see you. Marcus, checking in. Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. See, now EA is saying I was talking crazy on Monday. I wasn't talking about. I know what you're talking about, man. EA just starting stuff. Trying to be starting something. Trying to be starting something.
Put your
Christopher
dukes up.
Dukes. Get your
Put your
dukes up.
dukes up.
Good to see you. Chuck Hunt, as
Nashville,
always,
Tennessee.
checking in. Good to see you, Chuck. Alice checking in from the 561. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Chuck, man. I felt some kind of way too, man. I tell you. The final numbers, though, I mean, look, we knew it was going to draw below what they draw below a 5, below a 4, something like that, below a 5. But games we got a good so I don't know. I'm too close to the sun on it, so hopefully you enjoyed it. That's all I can hope.
It was a good series.
Yeah. Sermon Jr., thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Appreciate you checking in.
Serm?
JT, good to see you
JT.
as well. Good
What's
to
up,
see
Crook?
you. Yeah, exactly. Good to see you, Crook, checking in. Exactly, JT. It is Marcus. He's back. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let's hit up with some of the news from that's fresh before we get into talking with Coach Gordon here at the bottom of the hour and the newest members of the ball club. Hold on, Marcus. This is an interesting pick. I got to see who the Sixers are picking here at. What is this, 4, 3? This will be interesting to see who they pick. Are they going to go Ace Bailey? No, they didn't go Ace Bailey. All right, so we think we know. Pick. Yeah. So, all right.
I don't know
so
who
what
these players are.
No, me either.
Yeah. Well, oh man, what's interesting about this climate of college basketball because of NIL money, I think they're going to be guys that actually choose to go back for another year. And I think schools, NBA franchises are going to have to reevaluate how they view that.
Yeah,
because
structure the contracts. Yeah.
The
Ricky deals.
Yeah, I mean, think about the money you can make for playing a 30-game, 35-game season compared to playing an 80-game season and maybe not getting the kind of playing time. Where every bit of the sponsorship dollars that you can make in college can really carry over with you into the pros if you do it right. So, I mean, the elites, the Cooper Flags, they're going to do the one and done. But I think you're going to have fewer one and dones. I think, in my opinion, it remains to be seen. We'll see how it goes.
Because the financial incentive is gone if they're that good in college.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk prospect camps for a second, because I know we had the prospect camp of football from this past weekend, right?
Well, on Monday,
recap where we're at with the press. We had 2 different camps. Today's the 25th. We had a couple different camps that went on yesterday and today. I mean, I know we're going to get more in depth with it, but give maybe a minute recap of what we had during that the past day or two, Kelvin, if you can.
Well, of course, earlier we had the earlier in the month we had the actual seniors, high school seniors transfer and JUCO camp that was well attended, and I think we offered around 4 or 5 kids out of that camp. And then this week we have prospect camps, which are essentially kids from high schools. Most of them are regionally around the area. I saw some from Alabama, Georgia, of course, a host of kids from Florida, and the numbers were great. There were looked to be hundreds of athletes, and more importantly, there was a lot of local athletes represented. and some earn offers off of this camp. And there's another prospect camp Friday, the last one. So there's a lot of excitement and buzz around the football program. The brand still seems is the brand. The standards are still the standards. A lot of kids are interested, and a lot of talent is coming to the camps. And then there's a lot of excitement about working with our coaches that we have, and the players we have. So we got the Swag Media Days coming up that we'll talk about shortly, but there's reason to be excited in Rattler Nation. Let's put it that way.
Marcus, anything you want to add? So again, the question I think I asked you offline, have you been able to keep track of the numbers?
The numbers of recruits or offers?
The offer. Well, two different things, I guess. Are you tracking offers as well? Or,
Well, and not to present, but I am tracking offers. That's what I keep in the spreadsheet. But to Kelvin's point, I think, we've seen maybe 6 offers since for this week. We saw, I think, 3 wide receivers. 2 of them were local. I think one's from Leon, one's from Florida High, and one was from Fort Myers for the wide receiver bit. And I think we offered 3 offensive linemen, 2 from MacArthur High School down in South Florida and 1 from Monarch. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming they participated because their offers came Monday. So I don't know if that's just an extension of their recruiting trip they took earlier in the month or late last month, or if there were offers made via the camp. But we've had at least 6 offers. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 7 offers since Monday. And 3 of them were 2 offensive linemen, and 1 who's a combo offensive lineman, defensive lineman. All 4 of those guys are from South Florida, either Palm Beach County or Broward. And 3 wide receivers, 2 of them local, 1 from Leon, 1 from Florida High, and 3rd one from Fort Myers.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, we'll take a look at more in depth about the football commitments. Maybe even give an analysis of numbers. I don't know, Marcus. That's you always kind of keep track of those things. So we'll kind of get into that a little bit in the second hour of the show. But coming up on the other side of the break, the return of Coach Gordon, Coach Pressure, is coming back to the O&G StrikeZone, and she is reloaded, ready to take hold of the SWAC in the upcoming 25-26 season. So we got a lot to do, a lot to catch up on with Coach Gordon, and then we'll get a chance to meet a pair of the new Lady Rattlers that are going to be a part of this year's team. So hang tight with us. Drop your questions in the chat, or drop them in send us an email, ONGStrikeZone@gmail.com is where you can do that. So hang tight right up to this break. Coach Bridgette Gordon joins the show right after these words. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
There's a shot.
That
Right.
might
It
be.
could
It
go.
could be.
Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
Welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus, and joining us once again back on the O&G StrikeZone, Coach Pressure, Coach Bridgette Gordon, returning to the O&G. Coach, it's good to have you back. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing fine, and yourself?
We're blessed, Coach. We're blessed. No complaints over here. No complaints over here. Hey, let's get into it. I mean, obviously, we haven't got a chance to catch up on the end of last year, and so many things have gone on into this year. But how are you? How has the summer? Well, I mean, so much. I mean, there's so many things to get into. But let's just go with what is the process for you at the end of the SWAC tournament? Tough season, right? To going from the end of the season to where we are here, which is really 3 months. Can you kind of take us behind the curtain, behind the scenes? What is the process like, just mentally, spiritually, physically, all of it? What's that like for you, the coaches, and the young ladies that are part of the program?
Well, of course, it didn't end the way that we wanted. Into a spring break, there was time for me to sit back after year 2 and just assess everything that we liked, the ability to close games. And when I say close games, I'm talking about myself too, as the leader, as the head coach, like why we couldn't finish, going back and assessing my, checking out myself, the staff, calls, plays, different things. And one thing that I do know is that I just had to get better. I had to be a better leader myself. Like I say, I take on the full responsibility of what didn't happen, what did happen, and what went wrong and what did go right. So I am the head. So it starts with the head, then it trickles down to the body. So I had to get the head right. And what I do know is that before I became a head coach, I was one of the great recruiters in the game. If you look at my track record, everywhere that I went, we had a top 50 recruiting class. And that's something to say because I was always at mid-majors. With that being said, I just had to go and really assess. I had a big puzzle. And, when you was a little kid in the pieces and you just want to ram them in and they just didn't fit. And I think my brother Pat said it earlier in a tweet, and I told him I was going to talk about it. It's a scientific formula. And I had to be able to recruit to my style, which this year will be the first year 3, that I'm able to do that. And what I say, I'm excited and I'm happy. I am, because I brought in 12 new young ladies with the 3 returners that They the 3 P's. They role players, they players, and they program changers. So I got my 3 P's for the first time heading into year 3, and I'm super excited. The young lady's been on campus as early as the 15th, and they've been rolling in. And hey, today is hump day, and it's day 3 in school, and day 2 officially on the court. So I'm a happy camper right now. I'm trying to erase what happened, but what I do want to say is that L wasn't a loss; it was a lesson. So there was lessons to be learned out of all that. So it's gonna make me a better coach in year 3, make us a better coaching staff in year 3, and make us a better team in year 3. And the one things my young ladies came on campus and say, Coach, I don't want to talk about last year. I don't want to know nothing about last year. We came here for you. We came here to do something special. And when I say I'm excited about that, I'm super excited.
That's great to hear. With today's college landscape, with so many players jumping into the portal for all kinds of reasons, it's different, isn't it? It's different for you. How do you as the coach process that? Do you just process it as it is the way it is now? Or are there some things that are maybe more in the open compared to previous years or previous lifetimes in the game of basketball? But how would you explain to the novice when you see the mass transporting of players? And we saw it across all HBCU basketball, so it wasn't just Florida A&M programs. It's well documented. Across the HBCU and mid-major landscape. How do you process all of that with the movement in college basketball today?
I try not to. I try to take care of home. And once again, my philosophy was when I went out and recruited, once I realized and assessed that the talent and the character, most important, that the character fit my basketball philosophy, I did a Zoom call with the parent or the parents, because I'm old school and I've learned that the apple does not fall far from the tree. So I want to get to know the parents and where they stood, what was their mindset, what was the upbringing of the young ladies that I was recruiting. So with that being said, it was like, you're coming here to do something and be a part of something special, which I still know that in that process, because I believe and I count on myself to be a developer. I know how to empower young people. I know how to assess the talent, but to develop the talent. So no brainer that my young ladies that even left my program had their best year in my program, if that makes sense. So the young ladies are going to be developed in my program, and we are considered the lowest on the totem pole. So you're always going to get the higher from the lower D1s to the mid D1s, sometimes even the power 4, power 5, that might come down and try to steal a young lady. So I don't worry about that. I can only worry about the now. I can't worry about what the future holds, but all I can do is just worry about one day at a time, and just understanding that was a commitment that I asked each one of my young ladies. Whether it was with the young lady that you got coming on here, I call her M1, Maya Giles Jones, coming in, a red-shirted sophomore giving me 3, or whether it's going to be Shania, a Florida native coming in and giving me 2. But that was just something that we looked each other, we shaped on it and said, let's do it. Especially you got Shania McCarthy coming in, and she never stepped a foot on campus and committed. Wow. So that speaks volumes itself. So like we said, we're going to catch up, though. We catching up. We got Charlie Ward on board, and his name, it rings a bell in a lot of different arenas. So we are collectively coming together, and we're going to put together a package. But right now, we both putting our head down and just working on what we have now to get to where we need to go later, right? It didn't. I like to say, Noah didn't build an ark overnight, right? Michelangelo didn't build that masterpiece overnight, but we're going to put together our pieces and make something successful. And, hey, I tell them all the time, it's so great to be a Rattler right now. If you look at the construction and everything going on campus, regardless of what else being said around, I told my ladies, when we come to the snake pit, it's just about business. That's our safe haven. And you can just ask them how they feel since they stepped foot day one on campus.
Right. Go ahead, Marcus. What you got for Coach?
Good evening, Coach. Thanks for coming back. I guess what I wanted to ask, and I guess Bryan alluded to it, what level of challenge with the roster turnover that we're seeing in college basketball? How much of it is it more of a challenge to have everything mesh, or more of a open slate where you can create your own team as we're seeing year after year? And what are your expectations going into this year with essentially a lot of new faces coming on campus?
Well, with me, it was great because, like you said, just take us back 2 years. My team was already here, and I did not have the autonomy to recruit anybody. Even year two, I was still limited. Here we are in year 3 now. Hey, that transfer portal was good to me, so there's no complaints. I liked it, so it helped me to be able to go get freshmen, to get some transfers, to get some JUCOs and some returners, and try to put together this ingredient that can spell out a SWAC championship, because that's what we're here for. That's what we want to do. That's the expectation since day one when I came in. So it's good for me, building that culture now, creating a sisterhood that I always envisioned once I became a head coach. So it's been good to me. Once again, like I said, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me where I can just, shake it up, rub it, and look into the future. All I can do is focus on the now. And with that being said, it was so important that all 14 of my young ladies are on campus and we building chemistry. And that's the most important part when you got so many pieces together. But the most important part is they already know their role. Like I said, you got to have the 3 Ps: role players, and program changers. And I have 3 Ps in all of them, and they're willing to do whatever it takes in order to be successful. I had found myself in the first 2 years forcing people to be take on a role that they weren't comfortable with, and they weren't good at it, right? For the sake of the program and where we were. This time I was able to get the pieces to put in the puzzle that actually fit, didn't have to file them down, didn't have to change them. I recruited to it this year, and that has been a great blessing. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity this year in year 3 to be able to go out and get those young ladies.
Nice.
Quick
go ahead,
Kelvin.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marcus. Sorry.
The three returning players. Could you provide names and what roles they play?
Yeah, we have. I just start off with my Aina Subarats. That's my young lady from Spain, and she's a shooter. Aina had for the past 2 years, she been injury prone. This off season, she got in shape, been shooting the ball really, really well. So her role is a shooter. Tanaja, you didn't get to see her at all. You saw her in 4 games in the non-conference, and she set out the whole swipe play. Right, we didn't have a point guard. We never talked about it. That's what we was missing, our natural point guard, and she wasn't there. So she's back healthy, and we are easing her back into play. Tanaja, don't even stand. I told her she's not even 5 foot tall, but you can't measure the heart. She's a leader. That's why her name is Lil Mama, and she's the engine. She's the engine that gets us going. And whether it's on the sideline right now talking, and then we have Zakiya Carter Ransom coming back, Big Z at 6'6", a little bit better than where she ended because she worked hard this summer. Now, in off season, and she's coming back this summer with a new attitude and refresh because of the pieces that are around her. They're already instilling in her, right? All we need you to do is this out. It's been so great just the first 3 days just to sit back and let them talk and handle it. I'm just giving out the instructions and they taking on that leadership role. So I'm happy about that. But those are the 3 young ladies that, returning into the program. That's their role. Mama is a natural point guard. She loves to pass the ball, get down here quick. She's, like I said, I call her Mighty Mouse. She's real fast, get downhill, but she also have the abilities to get behind the 3-point line and knock it down. So those are my 3 returners that's coming back, and 2 of them are seniors, and Lil Mama will be a redshirted junior back into the program with some experience coming back in the SWAC. So I'm happy for that.
Thank
you. Good stuff. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, I'm interested to know how close are you with your schedule for next year, and what are some of the things you were trying to do when you set up this schedule. Then after that, talk about, I know you got a camp coming up, and I want you to pull up the camp so people can support that.
Well, non-conference schedule is final. We'll go across the train track to open up this season and play Florida State again. We're going down to UCF before the Classic and play them at home at their gym on that Friday. We are going down to Gators, going to Gainesville again, and playing the Gators in December after we get off our final exam in the winter. And we got some other teams that we'll play. We'll head down to Macon, Georgia to play Mercer. We will head to Mobile and Alabama and play South Alabama. We have our return game against Howard, and I picked up a game while we were out there against George Mason. Okay. We have our home games is our return from Sanford, where we played the game before Christmas. Our first, second win of the season against them. We had, then we'll get Jacksonville at home on the 2nd of December, and we have West Georgia coming in, and then we have Albany State that we'll play after Christmas when we get back home on our break, and that's our non-conference schedule right there.
Okay, love it. All right, and what about a camp?
Oh, well, my camp starts on Monday, and I open it up to boys and girls. From the 1st grade through the 8th grade. 9th grader asked could they come when I was out today, and I said of course, but it's boys and girls. And I had talked to Charlie, and he's not having a boys camp, so that's why I invited the young gentlemen, I should call them. It's Monday through Thursday next week, starting June the 30th and ending on July the 3rd. So you got plenty of time to pack up because it ends at 1 and get on the road and go enjoy the 4th of July, who are all celebrating the 4th of July. But, it's going to be exciting. It'll be right there at Al Lawson Center, starting at 9 a.m. Get there early, and you can get a sneak peek of them 4 young ladies that's out there already working, because we get to work early. The ladies will let you know at 6:45 to 7:45, we're in the weight room, and from 8 to 9, we're on the court. So I'm excited about having a little camp for the Rattlers. And the reason that I wanted to do it, I've always enjoyed working camps when I was at University of Tennessee. That's when I knew that my purpose on this earth was to empower young people. And as I grew older, I'm an empowered woman. So empowered women empower women. And that's what I do for my young ladies. But I want to empower people and young people in general. And the fundamentals of the game is gone away. So I want to teach the basic fundamentals to the babies, to the little ones. And then, of course, I'm going to have my big pressure elite camp. It's going to be a, prospect camp. It's offered out to the prospects that I'm recruiting, to the junior colleges, and to the transfer portal. So I'm looking forward to that. July, AAU will be over. They can get in there right before school start on a Saturday and put some work in and maybe get me some offers out there. But those are my 2 camps. And like I said, this is my first year being able to have camps. So I'm super, super excited about those camps.
And let me just follow up real quick. Roster. So sound like you have around 14, 15. I know the rules changed where you can have a little more expanded roster. What is the number you're looking for?
Well, they didn't expand women basketball. We've
Okay.
been at 15 for as long as I've known. And they did expand the men from 13 to 15 in softball, but women's basketball stayed at 15. So what that means is they made it, NCAA said it's a roster limit.
Right.
And with that being said, with us having 15 scholarships, my first priority is always to give out 15 scholarships. Okay. So there's limited spaces for anybody else except for those 15 scholarship young ladies. And I am at 15. I brought in 12 newcomers and with the 3 returners. So we're at 15, and that's our roster limit.
Okay.
All right. So let's take a second here and let's bring in two of Coach's newest players, two young ladies that'll be a part of the sisterhood this 25-26 season. So family, let's welcome in, first off, Maya Giles Jones. Maya, hello, welcome to the family. Did I say the last name correct? Maya, can you hear? We can't hear you. Go ahead. Can you hear us? Hold on, she might be on.
Make sure you got your volume turned up.
Okay.
Nope,
can't hear you just yet. I'll try it again. Say again. One check, mic check, Maya. Maya, do this. Let's log back off and see if you can log back in. Sometimes that helps out. While we wait on Maya to join us, we'll say hello to Shania McCarthy. Shania, welcome to the family. How you doing, Shania?
I'm good. How are you guys?
All right, we got you. All right.
Okay,
Well, hey,
okay.
we are great, and we'll have Maya join us in a second. So, well, Shania, just to give people who may not be familiar with you, you are right out of Wekiva High School, right out of my home, right here in Orlando, where I'm from. And most recently, well, tell us a little bit about where you were transferring from, and how FAMU, why Coach Gordon, without even making it on a visit to campus.
Okay, so I'm Shania. Nice to meet all you guys. I originally came in from a JUCO in California. It's called Cerro Coastal Community College. It's located in Ridgecrest, probably about 2 hours away from LA. I think what draw me so close and wanted me to come back to FAMU was just Coach Gordon in general. Like, she can tell you, our conversations from the beginning was like, I wasn't really as interested. She was putting a lot of effort, and she consistently kept calling me and building a relationship, which I think is essential for me specifically, because I feel like I don't want to be in a program where it's all about basketball. It's more of a family as well. So she just provided that motherly sense to me. And not just her, just the assistant coaches as well. We got, two Black men on the staff, which I think is important for someone who really didn't grow up without a father, to have that father figure on staff. So I think I didn't even have to come on a visit to know that this was home. And, I've been in California for about 2 years, so it was just nice to be back home, closer to family.
Nice. And I think we got Maya. Maya, we got everything good. Let me hear you, Maya. How you sounding? Yay,
Yes.
There we go. All right, family, welcome Maya Giles Jones to the show. Maya, I think I said the last name correct, so I got it right.
Yes.
Why don't we welcome to the family? Why don't you introduce yourself to us? Let us know where you came from, and what brought you to FAMU. What attracted you to FAMU and to play for Coach Gordon?
Okay, so I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm transferring from Florida University. It's in Bronx, New York. It's in the A10. What brought me to FAMU was I was getting recruited by a lot of HBCUs, like when I went in the portal. So when I had coaches say different things, everybody trying to, pitch, whatever they want to sell. So when I talked to Coach Gordon, I actually met her through another coach, but when I talked to her, it was just like a lot. She was losing a lot of players. I had, noticed that. And when I talked to her, she was explaining to me how she wants to reload and how she wants to win a tournament. And, we just talked a lot about what she wants to do next year. And I liked what she was talking about. I liked the fact, the history behind her, who she used to play for and what she did and all that. And I just wanted to play for her. I just liked what I heard. And also, she's a female coach and Black at that. So I thought that would be a good fit for me.
Nice. Let me give it over to Marcus. Marcus, I'll let you ask first set of questions to Shania and Maya.
Good evening to both of you ladies, and welcome on the O&G StrikeZone. I guess coming in from different programs, what are your expectations on what you're bringing to FAMU and the differences between where you're coming from and what you expect once the season starts?
You can go first.
No, you got it, Maya.
Okay, so
I see y'all like that. See y'all like to give assists.
A10, so that's a pretty tough conference. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's very intense. The guards are big. Everyone's big in that conference. Everyone's big. It's a lot of energy all around. So I feel like I missed my freshman year due to an injury. I played my second year, so I got to be on the court a little bit. And I've been around it for a while. So I just feel like I learned a lot sitting down. I know I was able to watch a lot of A10 basketball. So I feel like now I wanted to bring a lot of knowledge here. I want to be a leader. I want to be vocal. I wasn't as vocal at Fordham. A lot of confidence and stuff. So I just want to bring that here. I want to make sure that I'm being a leader. I'm sharing knowledge. We have a lot of people coming from different places, different basketball, whatever. So I just want to be able to share what I know. I want to win a tournament just as much as the coach does. So I know it takes hard work in the summer. So everyone knows it starts in the summer. So I just want to make sure that I'm just bringing that energy to my teammates.
For me, all I ever know is the JUCO life. So like with that comes with, for me personally, hard work. I also grew up, with a single mother who always showed hard work and no excuses. So that naturally just is embedded in me. Never had nothing given to me. I always worked for everything. So my main thing I want to bring to, the sisterhood is hard work and showing them that, like, if I'm having a great day, a bad day, that hard work doesn't stop. So that's the main thing I want to bring, and just communication and energy. Like off the court, I'm quiet and laid back, but they're a little shocked when I bring energy. So that's the main thing I want to bring.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
Well, welcome to the family, ladies, as we say at FAMU. And I want to know, when did y'all start playing basketball, and what is it that you love about the game of basketball? And what are some lessons you've learned playing it? And Shania, you can start off.
I started. My mom first put the ball in my hand around 5 years old. Around 5 years old. I didn't really take the game serious until like 7th grade ish, when I realized I didn't like losing. And I'm a competitor, so when I realized I didn't like losing, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, like I can see this. And I started watching like college basketball and like the pros and stuff. So I gained a lot of knowledge from there. And I'm sorry, what was the second question?
Any lessons learned from playing the game?
Always push through adversity. Basketball, it's a sport, but it can also be a life lesson for you. I learned, like, when injuries happen, for example, stuff not going the right way, bumping heads with the teammates or the coaches, you just still, live day by day and don't let certain stuff affect you. So my main lesson was just getting through adversity. And thank you asked why we play and stuff. The reason why I play specifically is because, like, I lost a lot of people, just losing a lot of people. And I think it always feels good to go back home and hear how proud my family is that, I'm probably the only one in school doing sports at that, and being a role model. Like, I have a 9-year-old brother who saw me go to college and feel like he can do it too, because he saw me, not just the stereotype that, you meant to, be somewhere else that you're not supposed to be. So I think I do it for family and, loved ones and stuff. So.
Awesome. All right, Maya.
Okay, so I started playing when I was 6. I did not like it at first, because my mom kept yelling at me. I didn't like it, and I wanted to play whatever. And I still play. My grandpa to this day, like, he's the reason why I still play. He had told me, like, don't listen to her. She's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just keep. I stuck with it, and I still. Yeah, I love basketball. I just love cooking people. I love getting buckets. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just like hooping. So I just don't see myself not playing. Like, I just love it. And basketball can take you so you can meet so many people. You could just go anywhere with an orange ball. So I just love the fact that basketball can take you so many places. And I like getting buckets. I like.
Well, I want to add on. What M1 said. I feel like now, especially like the past like year, 2 years, the game is changing with women's basketball, and I feel like the attention it's always been there, but I feel like now it's like in the spotlight of men, of anybody around the world. You hear like popular people like getting paid to do what they love, so I think that's essential too. It's like finally, like all these years,
Yeah.
So.
Another and so I mean you probably hear it a lot now, but I experienced it firsthand through injury, whatever. But I would say a lesson I learned with basketball is you really can't really handle your business on the court if you're not handling like your mental state. So I would say like make sure your mental health is good, so you be good on the court. That's a lesson that I learned.
Awesome. All right. Good answers.
So I got a question for both you ladies. When the recruiting process started, did you know let me rephrase. How much did you know about Coach Gordon? Did you know that she was a GOAT? Did you know that she's a legend? Did you know that she's a tough coach, but a loving coach? How much did you know about Coach Pressure prior to making that commitment? We'll start with you.
You go first. Yeah. No, she got it.
She got it.
I knew that she had the same name as my previous coach, so I had looked her name up, and then I didn't know, but I did. I found out a lot. I didn't know at first, but I know now. I have to play with.
I'm just gonna say this, I always heard of FAMU, but I never really heard of Coach. First phone call lasted probably 5 seconds. Look me up, red button, and hung up. So I did it. I did my research, and then I did my research, and I'm like, oh, she played for the great Pat Summitt. Okay. So calls back probably the next day or two. Did you do your research? I'm like, yeah. She's like, all right, let's talk. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. So that's how I found out through my research. So
Coach, take us behind the strategy because obviously you were a high level player, and so is that something that you do to try to judge and say, hey, do I have the kind of, you talked about getting the right fit of young ladies. When you do that, is that a little bit of the strategy when you're talking to young ladies like Maya and Shania, high level, high motor, high energy ladies?
Yes. I just want to, I want to get a feel for them because they getting to enjoy all that hard work I put in. I felt like I was a pioneer of the game. And as they both alluded to, the platform for women's basketball is on a stage that has never been before. Yeah. So for me, it was important for them to understand the game. Like you said, playing for the great Pat Summitt, I remember doing a lot of things for the game. And now me as a coach, instilling in them what I did as a young lady for the Summit is just, it's coming full circle. I'm like, why are we doing this, Pat? Well, it's for the game. Why are we doing this, Pat? Why are we wearing Converse? Well, Converse does so much for women's basketball. Or, why are you inviting other coaches into our practice? Well, I want the game to grow. I don't just want us to be great. I want to be great as a whole. She was always a team player. And then at the end, she'll whisper, they don't have another you. So that's just let me know. Like, you can have the X's and O's, but it's all about the players. So I learned that, young. And then, like I said, with Maya and Shania, you just want to go get some grit. I wanted them to have my DNA. And if you hear it, it's there. We have some dogs. And when I say they already barking, and love to get in the gym. Them two right here, they always gonna be in my office, or they only a phone call away. They want to know. I think Maya and Shania have a track on me because they just know exactly. It seems like I just get ready to leave the office, and it's my M1 coach. Where you at? You just left? I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? Maya, Shania come around. Coach, where you at? I'm in the office. I'm gonna just come on over. I ain't got nothing else to do. I'm bored. Let's just talk. And that's just something that I love, where you can just sit down and it's not about basketball when they come. It's about life skills that they're going to need in order to be successful. And they both are bright young women, right? They not just on the court great, they're in the classroom great. A little bit about Maya, transferring in a lot of her hours, a little upset because she didn't work hard. Has a lot of her hours that didn't transfer in. I say, look here, man, don't worry about that, M1. You got 3 years with me. Before you leave, those credits some way gonna make themselves up. I promise you that. I guarantee you that it'll find a way. But just have fun. Just relax. You'll be good. And then Shania, she didn't tell you the story. She started off at Daytona State. And like you said, I told you earlier, every loss is not a loss. It's a lesson. And she learned her lesson. Didn't get what she needed to get then. But guess what? Investing in her own self, taking online classes there to make sure those other hours that she worked so hard for transfer in, that let me know what type of young ladies I have. That you're going to invest in yourself. That you paying $600 to go get 6 credit hours to make sure you can get all your 18 hours of transferring in.
Wow.
Did I tell you? Y'all know it though. Rattler Nation, the number 1 public HBCU. So they all did what they had to do in order to get here, and that's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Let me ask Maya and Shania regarding how much or how familiar were you with the SWAC? Or how much have you become familiar with it since your commitment to Florida A&M? Obviously, Maya, you played in the A-10. Shania coming from JUCO out in California, definitely different on 2 different levels. How much familiarity or just what have you been able to find out about the play, the competition, being for the SWAC, playing in the SWAC? We'll start with you, Shania. How about you? You start.
Before like Coach Gordon and FAMU was even interested, or any other SWAC school was interested, I'm like a film junkie. So like I'll just watch random Synergy. I just watch random people play random people, and I ain't gonna say the name because Coach don't lie about that school, and Daytona Beach. Those Wildcats. They played FAMU or whatever, and I don't know why I just clicked the game. I just watched it. So basically, before I even knew about Coach Gordon, I was already watching their clips and film on everybody in the SWAT just to see how it is, because I know every league and conference is different. And what I got from it was athleticism and like just energy. That's what I got from it. And then obviously, like after my commitment, that's when watching all these schools went down to watching how coaches on the sideline, how she talks to her players, how players' responses when they get subbed out, how what type of offense, defense they run. So I'm a player of the game, so I was just taking notes and seeing how everything was last year and see where I can fit in and how I can be better than the person that was before me. So
nice. How about you, Maya? Oh, we're losing you a little bit. Are you on a headset, Maya?
No, can you hear me now?
It's a little low. You're might be under. You sound like you're underwater a little bit. All right. Why don't we? You want to try to see if you can? Yep, she'll try to log back in and see. Coach, while we wait on Maya to come back, let me go to a couple of questions that the good folks in the chat room have for you. How do these recruits differ from last season when you do the complete reload? Are there some early signs of these players being competitive and having that winning mentality that you're searching for?
Yes, it was all in the conversation piece. Like I said, the character had to fit first before even we dissect can they play and what role and what piece they was gonna fit in the puzzle. So absolutely, like I combed, went through it, graded it, went back, rewinded, and watched. I was very, very decisive in bringing young ladies into the program just because I'm a tough coach, right? Tough meaning passionate, full of energy, and that's what the ladies said. They know it. They can feel it in the conversations that I was having with them. And it was all about building that relationship. They can all tell you, I walk every day daily for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It depends on the conversation. I can get Shania. She was 3 hours out because she was on the West Coast, and then M1 she was here. So they would tell you that the conversation is what it is. And Maya, M1, and Shania, all they see me do since they got here was work. M1 like to say, Coach, do you have a Dobo? I say, I am my Dobo. I'm the Dobo. She said today, she said, Coach, what do you not do? I was in there this morning before they got there at 6 o'clock, making sure they had Gatorade and water. She see me working. So it was important that they see the head with all the credentials she bring to the table and did at their age, go to work, get a hand dirty. So they know that I'm all in and I'm going to work hard, just as hard as they do, to make sure everything is what it's supposed to be. Because I told them, they heard about it. Oh, coming to the HBCU, you have this, you have that, and everything that was going on at FAMU. We got on a Zoom call and we talked about it. And I said, hey, if you don't want to be here, let me know now. You can get out. But I'm telling you, it's so great to be a Rattler right now. And I told them to go back and watch. I'm tough. I didn't shy away from being tough, but I explained what tough was. Tough is going to be on you. I'm going to be on you, but I'm also going to be there to pick you up. My door is always open. You can always come and talk to me about anything and everything. So, that's the tough love that I was going to have. M1 went and watched, the way my substitution pattern was and was the players tired when they was ready to come out. She was telling me everything. So I wanted them all while they were still able to go on Synergy to watch. And then they watched the players that was leaving. And they was like, Coach, we down. M1, I'm driving in the car headed to the Final Four, and she gonna tell me, it sound like you ain't have no energy. I'm like, I know she didn't just say that. Me? No energy. Well, I was in the back seat in the passenger, scared because I'm letting the men drive us because I'm in the back, and I usually don't let nobody drive. And I'm thinking like, Lord, they got my pressure up, and then one of my top recruits think I don't have no energy. I couldn't wait to call her again. So and she realized that it's passion, both of them, right? They said they study the game. They want to get better. They both stay in the gym. Shania has a 9:45 class in Al Lawson. It's 9:15 in practice over at 9. She's still in there. And Maya on the other end getting up shots. And like you said, coming back off her injury. And she wanted to go to rehab. She hit me up, Coach, where's my treatment? And I'm thinking, okay, now I'm finna be the trainer. I'm going to find out whatever they need. They understand that I'm here, just like I said. And they know it's just the beginning, but it's where you start from. And like they all say, we all know that it starts in the summer. And I want y'all to ask them what they're feeling. It's only day 3 on the court and with them. But through this whole recruiting process, as another sister came into the family, they got introduced. And I made sure they stayed tight. I had the freshmen in the group. Then I had my forwards. And wait till we get our big Z's. All along with the Z's, we said we're going to, we got our Z's. Zanaria, Zakaya. We got Briasia. We got Zaina. So my big girls, I let them start. And like M said, and just like Naya said, they coming and bringing their own, leadership. Whatever it is, they know their role. And they act like they've been here before. And that's the most exciting thing, that they act like they've been here. We all, and they know I'll make mistakes as a coach. Heck, I'm looking at the NBA championship and I'm thinking, hey, I would have did this and I would have did that. Yeah, until you over there in that hot seat, it's just different, We can say a lot of things to you in that position and you're seeing it, but you learn a lot. And I'm glad to have students of the game and want to be coached hard. That's what it is. They came here because they want to be coached hard. They know I'm tough. But when the last time I checked, ain't nothing easy out here that's going on in the world today. It's tough right now. It's tough being them. And so I will do them no justice if I'm not teaching them everything that they're going to need when they do put a foot out that door and then they on their own. I want them to be able to stand the same way I was able to stand as a 22-year-old going to a foreign country in Italy, in Como, by myself, learning the language, speaking the language fluent to this day that I stepped in the country since 1989. That I want to give them that same experience, and I want to be there for them the same way Summit was there for me. We went to church together. I asked them, did they want to come? I asked them that a long time ago. They beat me there. So when you sit there and you talk about it, and I'm just not saying, I'm not forcing anything on them. I just got to let them know what I like. And they all know, they can tell you through the process. We shared a lot of stuff. We cried. I know different people come from different ways. You talk about Maya and Shania, they're on there. We got men, You know, they coming from single parents, so it's tough. You know, it's tough, but they also got to know that I'm there. Maya drove 9 hours by herself. I mean, she a junior, but she hadn't been on that road, and I'm on the road checking her. Hey, I need to know your ETA. You know, send me your addy, as they say, the young people. Send me your addy. Drop your addy. Let me see. Drop it in, right? I got y'all. I got that one, right? I got it. So, you know, as an older coach, as an older coach, you got to know the nuance of the game, and they keep me young. And they saw me. I get out there. I showed them. Shania saw me. She volunteered getting in the gym. She saw Coach getting buckets with a jean jacket on. I told him now.
Maya seems like the one that would challenge you, Coach, to a shooting contest.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
Oh, yeah, she gonna try me now. She gonna try me. She sizing me up now. She think I ain't looking. She sizing me up. She coming to the office every day to size me up. You know, that's just like what them rattlers do. You know, they'll sleep in the bed by you. All they doing is measure you up because they get ready to eat you. That's Maya. She coming to the office every day sizing me up. Like, Coach is going down. Let me see. I'm gonna take out one kind of way. She sizing me up.
Oh my gosh, Maya! Before we lost you, we had asked a question about how much of the SWAC have you had a chance to watch, preview, to look at. You know, Coach talking about you guys being film heads. So, what's your thoughts on what you saw from your views of the SWAC?
Can you hear me?
Yes. We got you. You're good. You're good.
So I only watched a few of their games, the last few of their games. So I just noticed it looks very like gritty, like, you know, everyone's, you know, plays a little hard, a little, you know what I'm saying, a little intense. But I did talk to a few people. A lot of people have been giving me warnings, I guess. They said everybody, I don't know, everybody is not crazy, but they tough, I guess, in this conference, I guess. And, you know, people like to start stuff and, you know, talk trash, all of that. So I'm actually excited. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I talk trash too. So this is my type of conference. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. I have got a lot of warnings though. So I don't know. They don't know me either though. So it's like I'm listening, but they don't know either. So I'm excited. I don't know much, but I'm learning. I'm asking questions every day. So I'm learning more and more every day.
Obviously, so here's a question from our good friend Liv about which games are you most excited about in SWAC play this year? Obviously, outside of the Bethune-Cookman rivalry, and I know that'll be something that you two ladies will get more indoctrinated about as the months and weeks go along. But we'll start with you, Shania, Maya, and then go to you, Coach. Which games are you most looking forward to on the schedule, ladies?
I'm excited for all of them, actually.
The championship game. No, I'm excited for them too. I don't got no specific one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for all. I think it'd be nice to see, like, because, you know, all I know is, like, playing against JUCO players. So it'd be nice to see people that potentially would go pro and, you know, bigger, stronger, faster people. So I'm excited for all the games, actually.
Right. And maybe, Coach, a different way of asking a question for you, the evaluation of what you've seen in the SWAC over the past 2 seasons. You know, you maybe had one perspective prior to being in it, and now that you've been in it a couple of seasons, has your evaluation and thoughts changed in any way, or is it kind of what you thought it was going to be?
It's what I thought it was going to be. You know, everybody in the SWAC gonna press. So to me, it's, you know, being able to finish in the fourth quarter, bring it on in from the past 2 years. That was something that we're doing on a consistent basis. You know, year one, we're having Ariana Grizzle, once again, the SWAC Player of the Year, to really not last year having a go-to player late in the game, or go-to players, I should say, because I feel like we have go-to players in the sisterhood this year. I'm looking forward to being able to finish games in the fourth quarter. Excited to see where these young ladies are, because they go back. M1 went back. Shania went back because I told them to watch. You know, the SWAC is a pressing team. Guards are fast. They quick. You know, we gritty. We might not have the skill set at every level. That meaning when I say level, on every position, but the guards are gritty. And I'm excited because I think that our post game has gotten better. And that was one thing that we was lacking, that I thought if it was just a 1% better last year, we could have had a different outcome, even without our point guard that didn't play a game in the swipe. So I'm just super excited to measure where this team is going to take us, and how high we're going to fly in year 3, how quick we're going to mesh and gel together as a group. That's the most important part, and that's why this summer is so important for us. But I'm excited for them all. We know we open up at Cookman, so we ready for that. Then we coming home for the champions, right? Southern and won the swipe the last 2 out of 3 years, and when they first won it, I was watching that at Cincinnati when they upset, and took that in when they beat Jackson to get to that championship. So I'm super excited, like the young lady said, for all the games. It's not one in particular. I'm ready just to go in and see where we at. And I'm betting on us.
I love to hear that. Marcus, any final questions for Coach or Shania or Maya?
Yes, sir. For Shania and Maya, I want to ask, who are your basketball inspirations? And I don't want to say idols, because we don't want to make anyone an idol, but who are your basketball inspirations of any time period or any league or any gender?
Go. Okay, for me, male-wise, it's Kobe Bryant. That's probably like when I first started watching basketball. I was the first person I watched. I wouldn't even watch him basketball specifically. I'll watch his like inspirational videos. I would just like watch that type of stuff because it meant a lot to me. And for female, Maya Moore and Arika Gumale. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say for me, it's probably LeBron James. That's the person I watch the most. I watch him like him recovering. I watch everything he does, to be honest. So that's what I would say.
Did you say a second name in there other than LeBron James, Maya?
No. Okay.
Okay. All right. How about you, Kelvin? Any last question for the ladies?
No, not for the ladies. I got one for Coach. I just want to know, Coach. So what has to happen this summer in order us to be where we want to be come the fall when it's time to start fall camp? What are you looking for from these players, your coaches, your team for the next 8 to 12 weeks?
It's going to be about the C's: coachable, competitive, the chemistry, right? The confidence. It's all about the C's that's going to make sure that we have to make sure that we connect in order to leave out on August the 1st and come back August the 26th ready to go. And one of those C's is also the conditioning. So those are my C's. The character piece, I know I recruited to. Now you got to get there, like both of them alluded to. What's going to happen in adverse situations? Well, I already had one on day one when we was out there on the football field running the steps. I saw M1 finish ahead and the team go help the other teammates finish. You can't make that up. You didn't have to tell them to go. That was something that was just automatic. Hey, it's team. I finished, but hey, it's all about everybody finishing in order for us to go where we want to go and be to a place that we hadn't been before in the SWAC. So it's about that, that chemistry, the camaraderie of these young ladies, the coachability, the character piece. Like I said, what's going to happen when you get pushed or it's just not your day? How you going to feel? How you going to get through it? Are you going to continue to be grateful that you have this opportunity? Because we went around and practiced and they all have a why. They just haven't told you about it. So collectively, everybody has a why. Either they felt like they was overlooked or they felt like somebody, coming back from an injury or people counted them out. Or we'll talk about Zanari coming back from pregnancy. You have all different things that did happen in their life and people had then counted them out. So they got something, it's personal. It ain't for anybody. So we just saying that now. It's personal. So I just need to put all that together, tame it in the right place. And just like I said, players got to know their roles. Players got to be players. And the program players going to step up and change the program. And leaders going to lead. I ain't going to have to tell you who the leaders are. They'll lead. Whether like, Shania said, she's so quiet off the court. But on the court, she's a killer. And my just mine, right? She's going to be there to pick you up. She's going to be the first one to put you on the floor, but she'll be the first one after she just scored and the game over, she'll come and help you up. So I'm just excited about the chemistry. Once again, it's the scientific formula. I didn't say, because we all know that. I'll take a little bit further. You talk about Tyrese Halliburton, and I was sad to see him go down, but he didn't make it at Sacramento. But then he came to Indiana. So it's all about finding the right fit. So I'm going to say this. I did not say my young ladies that left could not play. They just didn't mesh as a team together, right? I felt like everybody had the same weakness. But now we were able to go out and get the young ladies, and we plugged. Instead of just putting a Band-Aid over a wound, we were able to go out and get what we need in order to be successful. So that's what I'm most excited about. The end result, what that's going to look like when things get tough. Do we get going? When we get knocked down, how quick do we get back up for the fight? But right now we got to get in condition. But it's only June. So it's a type of condition that we're looking for. And I'm looking for more of a chemistry and a sisterhood and see what the culture looks like versus anything else.
Nice. Nice. Last word from Shania and Maya. Why don't you tell Rattler Nation kind of what your major is, what your major in, and feel free to plug any kind of social media handles that you'd love to pick up some followers on, or give some shout out to some folks who might be watching. So we'll go with you, Shania, first.
Okay. To be fair, I went the past 5 times in a row.
Okay. All right. Look at that.
I see.
I'll go first. Y'all want me to get my Instagram out there. Okay. But my Instagram inbox is MBUCKKSS, and that's the same thing for TikTok and Twitter. My major is journalism, so I will be in J school. Yes. And what else? Oh yeah, that's really it.
So Maya, we know who to come to for the post-game press conferences, Coach.
I
hope we see Maya in that. She'll be in there. She'll be ready to answer those questions.
Yes.
No doubt. All right, Shania.
My major currently is IDS, Interdisciplinary Studies, but I'm looking to switch it really soon. I just want to shout out, all the family that's watching. My former head coach, Coach Keyshawn, he helped me get to this place and was that father figure and that guy I needed, to make me love the game again. That's who I want to shout out specifically. And yeah.
Nice. All right. Good stuff. And Coach, last one for you. We didn't get a chance to mention it. I wanted to save it for last. You were recently recognized by Studio 9 as a trailblazer of the year. I'd like for you to just kind of talk about what that recognition means to you. And you've won a lot of awards, Coach. So I'm not going to ask you to rank them, but in this stage of your basketball career, what does this mean to you?
In this stage of my career as a woman and not a young girl, as a player, it means a lot. It goes beyond what I did and accomplished on the court. It goes to everything that I'm instilling into my young ladies and my culture. It's about the life skills that I can, empower the young people. So it means a lot to receive this award. And this is one of the it's the first ever Studio 9 USA Today. They just started this award. So that makes it even, sweeter to be one of the first recipients to receive this award. It means a lot. when you talk about being first among a lot of things in life. I thought I did a lot as a player. Now I'm receiving a lot of awards as a coach. It just means a lot. It lets me know that what I did long ago, and as we talk about being a pioneer, that I'm being recognized for those works, and more importantly, the works that I'm putting in and instilling into young people today. And I guess since 2001, when I first entered the coaching game, the college coaching game, the impacts of the young ladies that I've came in contact with, and as I learned from Summit, the people that she reached that she did not even know. So that's the special part. Or you have your newspaper that never forgot you. And when they was asking around, one name, the common denominator was Bridgette Gordon. So, it means a lot. My deceased father always taught me it's one thing that people can never take from you, and that's your name. So I tell my young ladies now, you can do anything and say anything about me, but my character, you can't touch that. And everybody knows, anybody that has been in the same room with me, spend a second with me, they understand that my character means more than any other thing, because that's my name, and that's where my generation lives on through that. So the Trailblazer Award, I'm super excited, and I'm happy to be considered one of the, trailblazers of this game for young people. And I'm just happy, grateful. And all honor and glory goes to the Father. He's my number one. And he told me, about the last year, I was not denied. It was just delayed for the bigger and better that's coming in. So that's what I'm here for. And so, ladies, y'all hear that? It's nothing like being a part of the first. When they ever mention about this Trailblazer Award, I always got to talk about somebody that was a part of the first. So you will always be in that name when you be a part of a first. So I just want to continue to be a role model and be the best that I can be for them, because that's why I do it. Everybody know that I'm not paid what I feel like I deserve, and I'm not here for the money. I did not come to FAMU for the money. I came there to give them that female role model that they need and that I needed when I was growing up. And I just want to be that and be more and everything else that they need me to be. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful. And I'm very, very excited that M1 and Shania, better known as Deuce, decided to come to FAMU and be a part of this culture and this sisterhood. Thank you, ladies. Again, I can't thank you enough.
Well said. We have to keep track of those names. M1.
Hey,
Deuce.
those are the greatest nicknames.
I'm telling you. Right?
I was just thinking about it. M1 and Deuce.
I can't wait to hear what look. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. Well, I know these two young ladies and this team are going to be fun to follow. I love the workouts. How about those workout sessions? Right? Hold on, there it is, right there. Getting the weights in. Hold on, where is M1 in that picture? Is she back there hiding somewhere? I'm just messing.
Keep going. She in the back. She getting in work. She in the back.
Yeah, I'm messing. It's all good, but we love it. We love it. We got to keep the pictures, keep the videos. That's what we love to see this time of the summer. Let us know what the grind and the work is like, and that's the stuff that gets people excited for the upcoming season. So. Ladies, welcome again to the family. You always have a spot right here on the O&G StrikeZone. Whenever you want to talk, whenever you want to get something out your chest, we always got a forum for you. We love talking to the student athletes who are part of the family. And Coach will tell you, anytime Coach wants to come on or Coach needs to tell us something, we're there. We're here. We're there. So we love it. Yes, on the team-specific account. So yes, we gotta keep pubbing up that FAMU women's basketball account, folks. So make sure you keep adding more content to the FAMU women's basketball account, Instagram, on X. I don't do TikTok, but I think M1 says she's a TikTok person. I don't know. Deuce, are you TikTok as well?
I just watch TikToks. I
just watch.
I make them in the dark. I don't put it out there.
Okay. See, I'm not on TikTok, but all right. But where all the socials, Facebook for us old folks, whatever you put it out there so that way we can follow along. And we're going to continue to spotlight more of the ladies on this team, so that way we can continue to get Rattler Nation familiar with these with the roster. So these are just the first two ladies. We'll get with Coach, and we'll get them some more ladies in the upcoming weeks during the summer. It's a great time to do it, and then that way, when the season comes, you guys, we know you guys will be excited because we got some great young people in our program, and they're gonna bring the pressure to the SWAC this year, hands down. I'm betting on Coach Gordon. I told you, I'm betting on Coach Gordon. So, all right, ladies, you guys be well. Thank you again for coming on the show. Coach, as always, we love you, appreciate you. And we'll talk offline and start lining up the next two ladies to bring on, okay?
Okay. We just want to invite you out. If y'all want to come get a sneak peek, they go at it. Like I said, we're in the weight room 6:45 to 7:45, and we're in Al Lawson from 8 to 9, getting that hour grind in Monday through Thursday.
There you go. There you go.
Bye.
Beautiful.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you,
Y'all have a good one.
Love you guys.
All right.
Love you too. Things up.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Gotta love it. Have Coach and
Did you recognize the banter between
it's June. It's only June. That's the thing. It's so early, right?
And it was so genuine. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed that interaction. That was, and that confidence, is something. Boy, that M1. M1. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out, Edwin, what is this? Come challenge me. What? I mean, what are you doing? That's all right. I'm an old man. Look, I'm just messing. That I don't need to be doing any workouts. I don't need to look M1. I don't even want to get into a shooting contest with M1 because she sounds like she's a bucket. She said she is. She's a bucket. Yeah. So I'm not even gonna get into a shooting contest with her. So but good stuff. Exactly. Great energy. Appreciate that. Again, we want to keep spreading the love and keep encouraging this team. For real. Good stuff, man. And interesting schedule. We'll have to go back and rewatch that and kind of pull out the schedule of games. It looks like a good schedule. A lot of opportunities to see this team inside of the state of Florida and South Georgia as well. So I like what we're doing with our scheduling, Kelvin. It's a little bit different. It's four home games, if I count it right, against mostly Florida schools, and one return game, and then another home game, even though we're playing at Florida State. So that's 5 in Tallahassee out of conference. Mm-hmm. So love it. That's good balance. That's good balance.
Yes, it is. All right. Let's take our break. We're overdue and come back. Marcus is going. Let's catch up on the recruiting news surrounding football. 65 days away from the Orange Blossom Classic in Miami Gardens, Florida, FAMU versus Howard. And we'll catch up. And I'll just kind of keep an eye on the chats and kind of any kind of questions I see. We'll kind of recap the conversation with Coach Gordon, Maya, and Shania. We'll kind of recap what anything that you guys might have missed. So if there's something that you missed in the interview with them, feel free to put it in the chat. We'll drop it in there. Hit the thumbs up and the like button wherever and however you're watching us. If you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, we appreciate, and we will be back in just a moment. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm returning to Clinton Parish, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Parish, we take the pain out of being heard.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing. Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Attention football fans. The Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge kickoff is back in Atlanta on August 23rd. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC Southern. Join us at Center Park Stadium for a full day of tailgating, football, and band. For more information and tickets, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
Sorry. Welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. It's all off today. Bryan, Marcus, Kelvin. All right. Getting everything squared away. Let's go through the quick. Anything from the chat. Appreciate everybody in the comments on the interview. Okay. Kylan asked a good question. Let me see. I've got the spreadsheet pulled up. Let me go through because we have spotlighted pretty much all or most of all of these, Kylan. So let me see how quickly I can pull up the spreadsheet to show you who the commits are. And I think, Marcus, I was looking at it earlier, and I've only got about 10. But I know there's more.
Yeah, I only have 10. I'm looking at the PowerPoint. Not sure who the other two are, unless I missed, which is entirely possible.
So here's what I'll do.
Yeah, I only see 10 on the spreadsheet, and we could review some of those. Some of that will be news that we already knew about.
Yeah.
It sounds like got some work to do. We got 2 more to find out about.
Yeah. Man. Hold on, my screen's not working the way I wanted to. New setup, first show in the new setup. Any other questions while I'm looking for this, Kelvin, Marcus? Any other questions that you see from folks in the chats that maybe just a recap or missed?
I know Liv posted a couple early, and I think some folks may have answered it thinking she was speaking of football, but I assume she was talking basketball.
Yeah, I tried to get to those that Liv asked. I did make sure to add those.
Okay, I guess because Liv asked, how do these recruits differ from last season, and are there early signs of the players being competitive and having that winning mentality? I don't know. That may have been answered.
Yes, she did.
I asked those. I did ask those. Let me see. 25 commits and signees. Okay, hold on. Live radio, beautiful stuff here. Let me see how quickly I can find it. Or you know what I could do? I could just download this whole slide that Marcus. See how quickly it'll download.
Or you can share it. I mean, just pull it up and share it. Because I think I shared it with you, so you can share your screen.
Yeah, I got it.
Don't download it because it's got graphics, so it might take a while.
Hopefully it won't be that bad. You'd be surprised. This thing moves.
Okay. So Kylan's picked April Hooks. He's mentioning April Hooks.
Okay.
I don't know who that is, but I'm not on Instagram.
That's a new one. That's a new one because that wasn't on the list that we previously had.
Oh. Apparently she's coming from Alabama State.
JT, what are you talking about?
April Hooks, Alabama State. So it looks like an Alabama State transfer if that turns out to be.
All right, here we go. All right. So just a little backstory here for those.
Alabama.
All right. Okay. So Zayna, this is what Coach was talking about, the Z's, right? Here's one of the Z's, Zayna Justice, one of the first signees. Again, Marcus has the date on when these young ladies committed or signed, right? So you had Zayna, then Naya Rhodes, Brooklyn Swan. The previous two were back in February. Then you started moving into, back in November of 2024. Then you started moving into February where Brooklyn Swan committed. Then you had right after the SWAC season ended, then you had Cornelia Ellington coming out of high school. And then, of course, Maya and Shania both committed on the same day. Then you had a couple days later, another Z, Zanaria Robinson, committed. Jordan Bodie committed. Guard committed early May. Camille Jackson.
I think that might be the last one. Oh no, Tyler. I think
the last one is Talion Payne. T-Payne. Joined the team. Yeah, and I think that was the last one. So that was 10. And I think we noted that there was the mix, and Coach talked about this, the mix of freshmen, JUCOs, and transfers. Mm-hmm. You know, Shania, who was on the show, she's a JUCO transfer. Maya being a D1 transfer from Fordham. And then, of course, so it's not one-sided where we have a bunch of JUCO transfers or D1 transfers. It's a nice mix. I mean, which when you're building a roster, I think that's pretty interesting. Now that's 10, and then of course,
did you say Cornelia Ellington?
Yes.
She was on that. She was in that graphic. Yeah.
And Kylan saying April Hooks transferred from Alabama State.
Okay, so that would be number 11. Then the one that we didn't, and then there's still one more that we didn't name part of this list. So
he mentioned a 6-foot center. So I don't have to jump on Instagram, see if I can search it out there, because I don't see anything on Twitter.
Yeah.
But, Coach kind of talked about her strategy in terms of putting this roster together. Mm-hmm. Of course, she got some size, got 4 bigs now, ladies who are like 6'1" or taller.
Uh-huh.
She talked about the importance of having that point guard who can get players, the ball in the right positions, and some young ladies who bucket getters, right?
Mm-hmm.
The game is evolved to the point where 3-point shot is a big part of the game, and playing defense and all the other stuff is great. But You got to be able to make them open shots. So she talked about how she recruited ladies who one can be coached tough, right, but also have a confidence and want to be coached tough, and put in the work, right? So I can't wait. I want to watch this journey as this team's developing, as they go through the summer and into the fall.
And we pointed this out last year, not to beat a dead horse, but if you just look at the number of games in the fourth quarter,
yeah,
I mean, we were
winning. Yeah.
I mean, so this could have very well had with a different mindset in the fourth quarter. We could have been a 500 ball club easily. 12. We could have been 15-15, 12. Won 12 games overall, 12 plus games overall. That was very much possible, given the number of games that we lost by 1, 2, or 3 baskets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and that comes with the DNA. So there's 2 parts to that. And I think I heard that. A coach owning it a little bit from her own end and things that she has to do better. But then also it comes with, you got to have the right players. So I love the accountability. And I think that's what you want to hear in the off season. So when you go get the new pieces, you got to know that I'm getting new pieces. Why I'm getting new pieces? Not I'm just getting new pieces because the old pieces left. No, I had to get the right pieces. And I love her analogy of the puzzle, of that puzzle. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Marcus, you got do I need to pull up the spreadsheet for the football, or you have that ready?
No.
Or you just gonna go through. You're just gonna go through names and stuff.
Yeah, just pull up the PowerPoint.
It's a different. The football one is a different one, right?
Yes, it's different PowerPoint.
All right. So is this the one? Let's see. Okay, 2025 class commits and so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now this says as of 5/29/2005. Do I have the right one?
Ooh. I didn't update the date, but I was updating it right before the show.
Who's the most recent name on the spreadsheet that you see?
Most recent name should be the commit today.
Who was
Jacob Judy, offensive lineman transfer from Monroe University.
So that's why I'm wondering if I have the right spreadsheet. No, yes. Okay, I do have the right spreadsheet. Okay. I see where he's at. He's all the way at slide 52. Okay.
Yeah, no, and that's when I look at the number of slides and signees and commits, I'm like, where are these people going? Now I know some of them, at least one, maybe 2, have moved on, but
what page do I need to
I'm not sure what page, but Jet Petty was the last one we talked about. And that was back on May 29th, I believe. And everyone else is new.
Jet Petty was, let's see. I'm looking here. Petty. Okay, Petty was slide 42. All right. Give it a minute. Still loading in. Any other football related news and notes? Okay, here we go. We're ready. Okay, you said Petty. Petty was slide 42, right? Okay, there's Petty. All right, so we're ready to go from here. Mm-hmm. So the last time we did the spread, it was from here, from Jet Petty, all right?
I think so, yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right, now, yet another kicker. I don't know. I think you got like 5 or 6 kick commits.
I can't wait till you do the breakdown of positions.
Oh, my gosh. Gabriel Perez, he's coming from FIU. So I guess we're getting a hookup from Coach Simmons. So he's transferring in, coming in. He's He made All-Dade for Miami Southridge, his senior year in high school. Don't know if he got much playing time last year, so he's coming over to join the special teams corps, which should be busting at the seams. So that'll be interesting. And it took, I guess, 22 days, and some of them I'll have the duration of between when the offer was made and when they committed, and others I don't because they were commitments that didn't have a public offer. So you may or may not see them. That's what the parentheses at the bottom means in terms of from commitment to. But I can update that going forward. But some of them don't have dates because we don't know when they're offered or when the talks began, and just found out about their names when they committed.
Marcus, do you agree with Kylan's take that we're hoarding kickers? I mean, is there such a thing? Can you have too many kickers?
Well, with 105 roster spots, I would say yeah.
How many kickers is too many?
You got limited numbers, but hey, this is what coach is doing, and we don't know what's transpiring behind the scenes. We might see some cryptic transfer notice.
Well, kickoffs and punts hurt us last year, so our field goals were fine, but our field position was flipped a lot last year because of. So we were used to having 3 different kickers: someone who kicked off, someone who did short field goals and mid field goals, and then someone who did long field goals, and then a punter. So having 4 different people is good in case, like last year, some folks get hurt. So I'm fine with it. We trying to get the chip.
Kylan, stop it. You're killing me, Kylan.
It's close.
Yeah, it is pretty close.
It's pretty close. Competition. Man, all right. Let's move forward here before we get in trouble here talking about our kicking depth.
10 o'clock.
80
Farmer. Yeah.
I heard that. Go ahead.
80 Farmer transfer from Fort Valley. And I'm not sure, someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this may have been some of the fruit from the transfer camp.
On the first camp, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, he's a Florida native, playing at Lake City, Columbia. And he had a breakout season last year in the SIAC, making first-team defense. But he also received some honors in high school as well. So, and he brings some size. So, looking at him as defensive end. Next slide, please. This is an interesting prospect. Lawrence Wright IV. He is legacy. His dad, Lawrence Wright, played for the University of Florida. He walked on at University of Florida as a freshman, and he hopped in the portal. And he plays an athlete in high school. I think he played offense and defense. Most of the highlights that I saw in the link there may be from quarterback. But you look at his size, 6'2", 231. I think he played either linebacker or defensive line in high school. So I don't know what the plans are there. I would suspect that given the limited playing time in college, I would suspect he's not going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. If he does, it's not going to be a quarterback. But that's just suspicion, but that has nothing to do with his commitment. But he committed June 13th. And so he's going to be an intriguing prospect. All right, Kai Gadsden. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. Tampa Bay Tech. And we've offered him previously. I think he had a summer visit. I went back and looked at some of the old posts and some of the things in the Pitt archives. And I think he had a summer visit before his senior year in high school. And we also offered him last year as a transfer when he first left Bethune-Cookman. And he ended up going to Jackson State. And I guess eventually this year he's committed to us a couple weeks ago. So it's adding to the offensive line. This is, I hope I pronounce this correct, Vin Quain. So he's going to be the long snapper. And he committed. Looks like he was at a camp. As I see our special teams coach, Weston, there. So I don't know if this picture was taken during the transfer camp as well.
Yeah.
But he just graduated from high school, but he'll be added to special teams. So once again, we're going to have a strong unit, a lot of depth there, depending on how many roster spots get allocated. I'm sure they've worked all that out. Next slide. Amari Williams. So now we start getting into, this is one of my concerns, and actually probably was a concern last year in terms of the defensive line depth and experience that we lost coming off the championship team. So it looks like Coach has addressed this in the next couple of picks. So I think the next 3 or 4 look like they're addressing depth and talent at the defensive line. This is Amari Williams, and he's out of Miami. And if my research was right, he's got some
accolades
and some tread on his tires.
Yeah.
Class of 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to make sure that's right. I'm not 100% sure if that's right, but I did a double checking. So, but yeah, he's coming in from Central Missouri, and before that, Liberty University and Fullerton College, JUCO. So he's going to add to the defensive line depth. Next slide, Mazier Randall. Once again, and also another trend I'm seeing, I have to look at my spreadsheet because I usually put hometown and all those type things and county of their school. Excuse me, but it seems like we're really capitalizing on the South Florida connection.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to transfer and some of the high school offers for the class of 2026. So Mazier Randall, now he's got some beef, so he's going to help us solidify the middle. And coming out of Dodge City and Towson University, and played at Miami International Academy. Jason Riles, he's a transfer from University of Alabama, Birmingham. So, it's 50-50 or better. That he was following his old position coach, who's our now defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. But he comes 6 foot 225. Some starting experience from UAB, and played for a good program,
great program, one of the best in Alabama. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, between them and Thompson High School, they're pretty much, always on the top names between them, Phoenix City, and a couple of others. To add to the linebacker depth, and it seems like we've added to our linebacking core as well.
Talent and size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next slide, I think, is another linebacker. You have Aubrey Smith out of Beaufort. So not only seeing quality coming out of quality programs that are accustomed to winning championships,
yes,
but building depth and experience. So we see between Aubrey Smith and Jason Riles, we have experience at the linebacker position to add to that. So we're going to have some maturity back there and some size and speed. And he's coming from originally Colorado, then went to Houston, and then Navarro Community College in Texas. And he was on all conference first team defense. And actually one recruit that we had earlier, and I don't know, things fell through. Komori Butts played on the same team as him, and I don't think it ever panned out with Komori, but he was they both played, and this young man made all conference at linebacker. So we're picking up some quality depth there, or maybe challenge for starting. Next slide, please. And we see heavy emphasis on defense. And this is the most recent one that we just got a commitment today. Jacob Judy out of Palmdale High School. We played high school ball, but he transferred in from Monroe University in New Rochelle, New York. So he's adding to our offensive line depth.
All right. Yeah, that's the most recent commit that we had from Coach. So yeah, I don't know, with that, and I looked at the slide numbers, Marcus. That's that would have been slide 51.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, man, those are just the people who verbally committed or signed.
Right. So that's but that included freshmen, because when we started talking, there was freshmen. So which we'll have to figure out the numbers and the depth. So I mean, I know you guys who are watching our shows, you want the most up-to-date and accurate numbers It's probably coming from Marcus and what we've got. I know some other folks are tracking and keeping up with this stuff as well, but yeah. And I would I would love for that to be accessible and available. But I know that's
most of those kids are on campus too. We have around 90, I believe, 90. So the ones who aren't here are the freshmen who come in the fall officially, and then you'll see the roster start to leak out and show up when toward the end of July. Because they have to go through the whole certification process and everything. So and the fall sports, you certify first: football, cross country, volleyball. So yeah.
All right, good stuff. Any other news and notes that we missed out on, Marcus, that you want to get in before we wrap up the show?
We did get a couple baseball commits.
Okay.
Well, we lost a couple of players too. They just jumped in the portal today, so I saw those tweets. So we lost a couple of players, and we did pick up.
Who did we lose? Give us some updates. Who did we lose? Who did we?
Cameron King. I think he was a signee either in 2024 or 2023. I want to say 2024. And Pacheco, I'm not sure if I pronounced his first name correctly, but I think he was an infielder. Let me check real quick.
Pitcher, I think. When he a pitcher?
It might have been. Blake Pacheco. He announced his, and Cameron King. Yes. Not to check to see what class they came in. Yeah, Pacheco is a pitcher.
Is the baseball slide up to date?
It should be. With not with the transfers, but
with the newest guys.
Because I think there's only 4. There's one from Tampa, Jefferson. I need to confirm, but I haven't seen anything since last fall. But Miles Potter, we talked about already. Alex Benile, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Out of Calvary Christian High School and Florida State College in Jacksonville, and John Waycaser. Oh, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Out of Arkansas. And I don't have his information complete, but he's out of Arkansas.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know if we picked up any new folks that we haven't talked about in softball.
No, I haven't seen.
And I know you guys talked about the young man in golf last week, and I'm just like Kelvin. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Not even going to try. I'm gonna let Coach Rice school us on that one.
Mm-hmm. And there's 2 people one person I'm still trying to find, but I haven't, because I know Coach Nikki mentioned Gabrielle Pierce out of DC. She signed and committed for Penny Tennis. Coach Nikki also mentioned a young lady out of Augusta, Georgia, and I have not been able to find out who that is for the tennis team.
Okay. All right. Marcus or Kelvin, any final thoughts or anything you want to get in there before we close the show?
The only thing I'll just add is I looked at who everybody's bringing to the SWAT media days for football, and in terms of our team, having Westmoreland and Grable, 2 linemen in the trenches, who also experienced, who also had some success last year, all SWAC in Grable case, 2-time all SWAC if I remember correctly. I just think that's a positive sign, and we really need Westmoreland to be that dog this year. Hopefully it'll be a little more vocal, and he came on toward the end of the season pretty good, and got a new coordinator with new schemes. So but I found it interesting that there was no skilled people. We bring in 2 linemen, and somebody made a point of only 3 quarterbacks out of the 12 SWAT teams coming. And for me, I'm like, is that really news? Is there really 3 good quarterbacks, more than 3 good quarterbacks in the SWAC every year?
Oh wow. That's a there you go. That's a mic drop. I thought, hold on, I'm trying to find the names. Like,
is what everybody who's coming?
Well, yeah, okay. I
the
see.
SWAC posted it.
Mostly defensive. I mean, let me see. I see a couple of receivers. Bethune's bringing a receiver. Grambling's got a receiver. Alcorn's bringing a running back. One quarterback is coming from Alabama A&M, not the quarterback who I would predict to be the starter. So I'm just gonna say that.
All right.
Arkansas is bringing a place kicker. Interesting. A couple quarterbacks from Jackson and Texas Southern. The defending, the returning SWAC Defensive Player of the Year, Kelby Gibbons, is coming.
Found
from
it.
Southern. But yeah, no, there's an overload of defensive players. So, that's interesting.
Interesting.
And to be honest, I was just gonna say real quick, to be honest, and I'm looking at the list of the players coming, I'm only familiar with maybe 50% of them.
I'm less than that. I'm less than that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brian, if you could show Instagram, I found the post from April Hooks where she committed to FAMU. Looks like it was a week ago.
Did you put the link in the in the thing?
Yes. So I want to thank Kylan for that. For the name.
Okay. April Hooks. All right. So there we go. April Hooks.
It looks like it was a week ago. Yeah, oh, speaking of which, and not for Miss Hooks specifically, but want to put it out there. If anybody's interested, send me something on Twitter, maybe Instagram, but I might need to spread my wings, get an assistant to do the Olympic sports and keep up with the spreadsheet. So, let me know if you're interested, but, we're going to keep it up to date. And this is for FAMU, but, ultimately, it'd be nice if we had agents at each school. But, yeah, to keep up with the Olympic sports and keep a spreadsheet like we do for football.
I need to reach out to Fangs Upper. Me and Keith talked a little bit today.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
All right, so yeah, we'll have to find out who the other is.
Yes. I was trying to figure out who is who because I saw somebody with purple hair or something in the picture, and I didn't recognize. But with 12 new players, I'm not going to know everybody. But I was trying to put names or faces, or at least from their posts, to figure out who is who in the in that picture that was sent out today when they're working out in the weight room.
We should be good to do the senior superlatives next week also. I mean, not senior, but the season superlatives.
Oh, you want to do that next weekend?
It's ready.
All right. So we'll start loading that and figure out the third annual O&G Awards. And we'll start putting that together in the votes. And if you have I'm gonna put, while Marcus is dropping plugs, looking for people to help out with the recruiting slides. hit Marcus up on X or Twitter is where you can find him. And there you see the handle. We are looking for some sponsors. Anybody that would like to sponsor, we'd like to give away some trophies. We've done the O&G Awards the last 2 years on with no budget, so just kind of our time and awards. But we would like to be able to, present the winners with a little something, a plaque, something. So if you've got a business and your business would like to sponsor our plaque, reach out to us, O&G StrikeZone at gmail.com, or hit Kelvin or myself up on Twitter. Our handles. And let's talk. We'd love to get some support behind doing that. Yeah. So there you go. I didn't have anything else. This has been it's been good stuff.
Good.
So we will good. We appreciate everybody in the chats for their participation, the comments, the likes, reviews. It all helps the algorithms, which help keep the show functioning. Again, please take time to make sure to follow Coach Gordon, follow our FAMU women's basketball pages on social, follow the two young ladies that we met today. Obviously, already, I think we are already big fans of, the young ladies who joined us tonight. Shania McCarthy.
Deuce and M1.
Excuse me, Deuce, a.k.a. Shania McCarthy, and M1, a.k.a. Maya Giles Jones. I got to make sure to get it right.
Along with Coach Pressure.
Along with Coach Pressure, boy. I love it. We got to keep up with this, man. Got to keep up with it. But yeah, we make sure you're following them. We appreciate them for taking some time out and talking to us tonight, getting a chance to know them. And we will work on trying to introduce you to a couple of more Lady Rattlers over the next couple of weeks as the summer season moves along. Yeah, best way you can say it. So, all right, please make sure you can support the show right there with the Cash App, or you can always support the show by becoming a JBN subscriber. My JBN Online, join the YouTube, Black College Sports Network, Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube channel. Your monthly contributions, those of you who are out there supporting us monthly, means a lot, helps us to be able to cover, but there's always room for more. So any additional folks who'd like to support, we thank you and we appreciate you. We're looking to do more this fall, this upcoming season. So season number 5 will begin for us in about another month. So wow, what a journey it's been. We're going to look back on the past 4 years. We're graduating, we're seniors, so this is our senior year. We got to do something. Maybe next week we kind of look back on the 4 years in the SWAC and kind of do some number analysis.
We need to do some of our all-time favorite clips, man. Kofi in the belt, the guy from Mississippi Valley State. Those my two.
Yeah, they're there. We just got to find it and clip it to the point where it kind of works. I've been trying to find which episode the Kofi in the belt one was. That because there were so many. There was a handful of those, and it was hard to figure out which one was.
The first one was classic.
It was the first. Was it the first one? I always thought there was one that was more than the first one. But anyway,
I'll find it.
You find it. I think it definitely came around the time of the football thing. That's when that.
So that was fall 22. So that would have been August or September of 22.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, if we can, okay. So that'll narrow the search down if we can find that. But that was classic. That was classic. All right, guys. Well, appreciate everybody's time tonight. For Marcus and Kelvin, I'm Bryan. Thanks for watching the show. Hit the thumbs up, like button, however and wherever. Share the show with the family if you would, please. It all helps the algorithms. And so we say goodnight to you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Wednesday right here, same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on the Black College Sports Network. Fangs up. Peace out.
Oh,